The following is a live presentation of Strathroy Rockets hockey. Aspro's in alone. Daniel Aspro, breakaway, scores! To the net here, still has it. Over to the side, center, scores! Well, welcome back inside the West Middlesex Memorial Center here for Strathroy Rockets hockey here on the Rockets YouTube page and hockeytv.com. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Noah Smith calling the action for you tonight as the Rockets face off against the Chatham Maroons, the third meeting of the season for these teams at Strathroy, the fourth all-time over the teams this season. The Rockets have won 2 out of the 3 games so far this season against the Maroons. Both of those wins coming on home ice here in Strathroy. They'll look to make it 3 tonight in this contest. Both teams coming off a loss in their last game. For Strathroy, it was a 5-1 loss last night on the road in St. Mary's. For the Chatham Maroons, it was Thursday night down in Leamington, a 7-5 loss, their first game back. So both of these teams already a game under the belt since returning here in 2022. And now they'll get their second chance. For the Maroons, it's back-to-back road games to start 2022. The Rockets getting back on home ice for the first time this year. Strathroy, a couple notable changes tonight. Getting the start in goal, Tyler Buck will start tonight's hockey game for Strathroy. His first game with the Rockets since getting acquired in a trade over the holidays for Jonathan Kilby, who is now in Stratford. Buck had 13 games played in Stratford, and in those 13 games, compiled a goals against average of 3.01 and a save percentage sitting just under 900. So Buck looking to get his first start here for Strathroy tonight, and we'll see how he does. Last night in the game in St. Mary's in the second period, Rockets forward Noah Nelson left the game with an injury. Did not return into the game. Neither did trainer Mike Brooks, which tells us that it looked pretty serious. But the good news for Rockets fans is just 24 hours later, Noah Nelson in the lineup tonight for Strathroy. So looks like all is good. Just precautionary, keeping him out of the game last night. Obviously nothing broken, nothing too seriously hurt. And that's a helping hand for Strathroy to get Noah Nelson back in the lineup tonight after leaving the game yesterday in St. Mary's. Starting in goal for the Chatham Maroons, it will be a familiar face around the league. It's Nolan DeConing, formerly a starter in Sarnia with the Legionnaires, got the move over to Chatham, and he's been good with them since, looking to try and get them a big win here tonight as the Maroons look to keep climbing the standings here in Strathroy. The Rockets will go to Tyler Buck, as mentioned, his first start as a Rocket here as they take to the ice here at the West Middlesex Memorial Center. Not an overly big crowd as the fans make their way back into hockey here in 2022. We'll see what the listed attendance is at the end of the game, but we're just happy that hockey is back. The notable scratches for Strathroy tonight, there are a couple. Blake Hall still serving a suspension. He's not in the lineup tonight. Chaz Nixon, who started last night's game in net, will not be in the lineup as well for Strathroy. Matthew Brazel will back up Tyler Buck. Ty Johnson, Tage Gallant also scratched for Strathroy in the hockey game tonight. It's Brett Hibbert and Will McCracken out of the lineup tonight for the Chatham Maroons as the scratches in the hockey game. We'll take it down now to ice level for the national anthem. So puck drop to follow here in Strathroy. So the anthem's complete and just about ready for hockey here in Strathroy on a Saturday night as the Maroons and Rockets get set to battle here. As mentioned, the fourth meeting of the season between these two clubs, the third here in Strathroy. So the Maroons' final trip here comes on this Saturday night. Noah Smith to bring you the action here on HockeyTV.com and listening on the Strathroy Rockets YouTube page. It'll be Ryan Marshall on the back end tonight for Strathroy. Habib back in the lineup. He'll also be on the back end. Up front, Kane Johnson, Hogarth, and Hewitt. The line to start things for Strathroy. The always talented line that features the young Lucas Fancy will start things here for the Chatham Maroons in the hockey game as we get set to go. With the puck drop at center, and we're underway. Back to Whaley on defense here. Now Zabo takes a hit from Hewitt right out front of the Maroons bench now. And now the Maroons will get set to move it up ice. Breaking into the offensive zone. Nice move to cut it to the net there. Couldn't get a shot off in time as he goes into the boards behind the Strathroy net. Rammed around the boards up to the point for Whaley. Whaley loses it, and now here comes Hewitt. Hewitt in on the left side, got a chance, and a nice defensive play, sliding back into the rush to knock it off the stick of Hewitt. Hogarth, right side for Habib inside the Strathroy zone. Clearing attempt's going to be stopped there. Now in the corner for Fancy. Fancy out front, no one there to pick it up. Knocked away by Ryan Marshall into the corner. Marshall looking to pick this one up in his own zone. From the left side, gets it up to Hewitt and then past Hewitt out to center. Simons now. Quick pass over to Welch. Welch is going to hand it back inside of the Chatham zone here. Now circling back behind the net is Spence. A minute gone here. The Rockets already with a good chance to start the hockey game, but it was turned away on a good defensive play. Through center. Belaz knocking that one down with a good hit. Now trying to get it back. Michael Elliston cuts in on the left side. Had it knocked away by Dittmer. Looking to get it back up to the point for Kindry, the lone goal scorer for Strathroy last night. Point shot on. Tipped out front. And covered up there by the starting goaltender Nolan DeKoning. As mentioned, both teams coming off a loss in their last game. Their first game's back here in the 2022 portion of our schedule. Chatham currently sitting right now 5th in the Western Conference, 15 wins, 10 losses, and 4 extra points along the way. Strathroy holding on to that 8 seed after the loss last night. St. Thomas with a win over Kamoka. They moved up into the 7 spot. And Sarnia right on their tails. They're in Kamoka tonight. Belaz tries to get it over to Elliston. It's knocked away. Back out to center for Kindry. Knocked forward. Perry dumps it into the zone. Belaz to go get it into the corner. He's the lone Rocket there as he tries to get some help. Now Belaz picks it up, looking for a pass out front. Can't get it to Elliston. He knocks away at it, but it's covered up once again by DeKoning. The chances so far, many of them on the Strathroy side of things, and already a few saves under his belt for DeKoning. Just the 5th game so far for DeKoning in a Maroon sweater this season. Shot on from the point. That one's going to go wide. Laszlo keeps it in. Now back behind the net. Dundas chases it down in the right side corner. Back behind the net. Chance out front. Shot on. And that one stopped by DeKoning. Nelson was right out front and he made a good pad save. DeKoning's had to be sharp so far for the Maroons early on in this contest. Face off, one down low to Piercy. Back behind the net here, trying not to lose it, and he does. Maroons will take control as that one's going to be dumped and find its way into the Strathroy penalty bench there. Rockets photographer Colleen having to dodge out of the way there. And right off the stick of the Maroons, so it'll bring the face-off back down into the into the Chatham zone. Offensive zone face-off here for the Rockets. One off to the side there, picked up Piercy, up to the point, Laszlo looking shot on, glove down. DeKoning makes the stop there. Now some shoves back behind the Maroons net. There's Batchik behind the Chatham net with a few shoves there. Majority of them looked like on Dylan Dundas. And now the Rockets will use that opportunity to get a line change here. It'll be Hogarth, Johnson, Hewitt, the line that started the game for Strathroy, out there to take the offensive zone draw. One back. Johnson now in the right side corner. Bounce pass off the boards. Gets up to Hogarth at the point. He knocks it back down low for Hewitt. Hewitt to the point. Habib dumps it back down into the corner. Now holding on to it. Chance as a pass comes up to the point. Marshall looking. Shot. That one's tipped. Redirected out front. Good chance. Hogarth scores! Tipped out front. Bounces around in. Hogarth's there to scoop up the garbage out front. And Strathroy grabs an early 1-0 lead here. Just 2 minutes and 35 seconds in. Just what the Rockets needed here to start this hockey game, an early 1-0 lead. They've controlled the play so far, and they are rewarded. Dumped in now by the Maroons. Picked up, it's Charlie Barnes through center. He'll dump that one in off the end boards. Takes a big hop out front, looking for a shot. Barnes gets it back, fires one on goal, and it's stopped there by DeConing. Man, has he been busy so far tonight for Chatham already. Keeping the Maroons in this hockey game. Off the draw, the Maroons get control. Pass up there, and a big hit coming through the middle there as Miller's knocked down. Stepping up in the play. It's Laszlo. Barnes back behind the net now for Strathroy. Comes out from the net there. Looks for a pass up through the middle. Off the stick of Pimentel. Now Barnes will get it back. Barnes comes through the middle. Now into the offensive zone. Looks for a pass. Faulkner looking shot on. That one goes just wide. Maroons quickly looking to turn it up ice. Nice move to knock it past Pimentel. Shot on, and Buck makes the save with the right pad. Spezial pinned against the wall here. 3 Maroons down low as well. Now it gets out. Going to hold on to this one and get it out to center. Hooked on the play. Arm comes up with the far official. He's got a hooking call on the play, and the Rockets will head to the power play here. The Huck exiting the Strathroy zone will go against Miller. And for Strathroy, who's already controlling a good portion of the play in this hockey game, up 1-0 early, and they'll get a chance on the power play. And Nolan Miller to the box for hooking. Rimmed around the boards by Zabo. That one will get out and all the way back down into the Strathroy zone. Out of his net to play it there. Bach turns it over. Chance out front there, and it almost resulted in a goal for the Maroons. Kindry bounce pass finds its way over to Michael Elliston on the right side. Elliston now going to cut up through the middle. Carries it in right side across center. Dumps it in back behind the net. Whaley will play this one. Can't get it out. Perry now hands it off down low. Pass up to the point for Smith. Smith walks across the line. Shot on. Tipped out front. That one stopped by DeConing. Bounce pass up the boards to Smith, and he holds onto it. Not for long, though. Zabo comes the other way. Pass over left side. Looking for the return there. Couldn't hold on to it as the pass from Simons was knocked away. It'll be Kindry turning it up to Perry quickly. Perry, nice move to cut to the middle. Leaves it. Elliston tries to go back to Perry. Puck bouncing around out front. Cleared up to the line. Not out, and now a big hit coming across the line there. Maroons wanted to call on the play. The hit was a little bit up high, but other than that, a clean hit. Perry gets the return hit as it's turned over here. Patrick coming in, shot that one just wide. Now sitting on the back of the net. Pinned against the wall here. The Maroons have the puck down low inside the Strathroy zone. Rockets try to get it loose. 40 seconds to go on the man advantage. Glinski now at center. Glinski going to turn, fire one on goal, and Buck has to make the stop. Leaves it for Marshall back behind the Strathroy net. 25 seconds to go on the man advantage. Left side, Noah Nelson. Nelson up through the middle. Now comes across. Back behind the net, holds onto it on his forehand. Still looking for options, still holding onto it here. Finally, it's knocked off his stick, picked up by Fancy with speed. Fancy inside the zone on the left side, knocks it back behind the Strathroy net. Now Dundas exits the zone here. Dundas Left side, drop pass, no one there. It's knocked away. Laszlo will chip it back inside the Chatham zone as two Maroons, Parnuzzi and Fancy, collide at center. With speed now, here comes Clark. Clark works his way in, loses it on the handle, and has to go pick it up in the corner before it's cleared up to the line and not out, stopped by Graham. Now a pile up right at the blue line in front of the Strathroy bench. Picked up, Graham down low, Parnuzzi. Picked up by Graham again. Up to the point for Clark. Clark looking shot on, blocked away by Buck. Now back down low, into the corner. Parnuzzi trying to cycle that one. Picked up, knocked off the puck. Good play by Pierce. He gets it over to Dundas. Dundas to center. Will carry it in, look for a shot, but it's right into the shin pads. Dundas into the corner here. Nice pass by Clark. Finds its way out onto the stick. Parnuzzi again. To the slot. No one there to pick it up. Here come the Rockets back the other way. Faulkner got Spezial Pimentel with him. Faulkner right side looking shot on. That one's going to miss. Go wide into the corner. Kept in at the blue line as it's made its way up to the point. Big hit by Faulkner down low again. Puck squirts out to the middle. Spezial couldn't hold on to it there. And it's going to be picked up by Bacic through center. Dumped in, kicked aside by Buck. 13:05 to go here in the opening period. Rockets lead 1-0. Rimmed around the corner up to Pimentel. Pimentel's able to get it out, but Glinski will dump it back in there as the Maroons had to clear on the offside. Over to Smith. Smith, opposite side, knocked off his stick. Now he's got two Maroons on him. Faulkner waits just outside the scrum. Spezial looking to clear. He will get it out to center. That's as far as he'll get it before the Maroons pick it up again. Now in front of the Strathroy bench. Kindry, two guys on him. Sculthorpe out front, couldn't hold on to it there. Now it's dumped down the ice, and there's going to be an icing call here against Strathroy. 12:32 to go in the opening period. Bring the face-off back to Tyler Buck's right side. The opening goal of the game, as mentioned there, the Rockets' Caden Hogarth, getting the goal. Kane Johnson on the assist with Mark Hewitt. That opening line getting the job done at the 2:35 mark of the first. Hitting the corner, knocks the puck loose from Fancy. Now picked up. Faulkner tries to dump it away at center. Hewitt knocked off the puck there by Simons. The Maroons get the puck back, and now they'll work their way forward. It's Whaley in on the left side. Whaley tries to cut to the net. Now back behind the net. Looks out front. Fancy couldn't get a shot off there. Still holding on to it here, the Maroons. Simons into the corner. Handles himself down and low into a situation where he can't get the puck. Now he brings it out front. Buck with the stop. Another one on the rebound. Still holding on to it. The Maroons looking out front and finally picked up by the Rockets, who will clear. At least get it out here as they'll carry it to center. Hogarth across the line. Lost it again. Marshall back on defense to Habib. Habib a long dumping. It's going to be right on goal, though. And DeConing thought about playing it, but he's going to hold on to it and get a whistle. Approaching that halfway mark here of the opening period. 11:34 to go. 1-0 Strathroy leads early in this hockey game. One of two games going on in the Western Conference tonight. As mentioned over in Kamoka, it's the Kings hosting the Sarnia Legionnaires. Back down low here inside the Chatham zone. They'll look to clear. It's up to Barnes at the point. His point shot on. Knocked aside by DeConing on the back of the net here, and they're going to knock it away and keep that puck alive here. And the faceoff will come outside. It was touched up by the Rockets. At the 11:16 mark here of the period. Now one back. Here come the Maroons through center off the faceoff. Offensive zone shot on, goes into the shin pads of Smith and into the corner. Sculthorpe trying to dig this one out. Gets up to the point and capped in. Nice defensive play right at the line to hold on to the puck. To the net, picked up Kindry. His pass over to Elliston out of his reach. Back into the Chatham zone for Clark to pick it up. Clark knocked away by Belaz. Belaz couldn't get the puck away there as he lost his stick in the corner. And once again picked up here by Clark inside the Chatham zone. Nice pass out to center to Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe had that one knocked away. Hit by Belaz, and now to Glinski. Glinski looking to the net. Backhand on that one wide of the goal. Buck had that one go right past his blocker as Glinski will dump it in. And now the Maroons will chase on Smith. Kindry up to Piercy. Piercy right out front of the Rockets bench. He's able to get it up and down the ice for Dittmer, and an icing call here against Strathroy. Going to bring the face-off back there. Some changes. Tried to sneak them in behind the officials there. The Rockets did, but they're not going to get away with it here, and they'll have to bring a couple guys back out onto the ice. Gervais and Nelson in the face-off dot. One forward. Gervais to the net, down to a knee, and he couldn't get a shot off in time. Rockets will pick it up. Piercy to center, and Piercy just going to knock that one into the offensive zone. Nelson back behind the net. Now Piercy picks it up. Piercy looking again to the net. Lost it over to Dundas on the left side. Spence now over to Cunningham. Cunningham on his forehand looking for a long pass. It's going to go off the stick of Barnes. Inside of the Strathroy zone. Spence the first one to get there for Chatham. Looks out front. Pass in the air. Knocked down. Barnes pins his man against the wall there. Is trying to come out with the puck was Gervais. Up to the point. Shot well wide. Around the boards up to Spence again. Spence a shot. That one up high. Piece of it. Side of the net there. Buck into the post to see if the net stays on. It does. Looked like he might have pulled it back into its moorings. Chance for a pass out front. Knocked away. Onto the stick of Dundas to center. Dundas left side as he works his way in. Shot over top of the blocker of DeConing and all the way back to the Strathroy zone. Barnes picks it up over to Laszlo. Laszlo some time. Dumped in off the stick of Dundas and out of play over top of the short glass there. The Rockets will at least be able to get a line change as it'll bring the face-off back right out front of their bench in the neutral zone. The last meeting between these two clubs back here in Strathroy, it was the Maroons who got out to a 2-0 lead before the Rockets battled back with 2 third-period goals and then won the game in a shootout. That was just before the holidays. Holding on to it. Down low, out of the reach of Spezial. Picked up by Whaley as he takes a hit from Marshall, who stepped up in the play. Now turning it over. Pimentel to Marshall. Marshall trying to cut through. Goes off the skate of Zabo into the corner. Now Spezial tied up. 2 Rockets, 3 Maroons in the corner. Pass out front to Whaley. Whaley dump past Marshall down the ice. No icing here. They're going to wave that one off as it sits back behind the Strathroy net. Up to Zabo at the point. And now turned over. Here come the Rockets the other way. A 2-on-1. Spezial with Pimentel. Spets looking. Shot on that one. Glove save. Looking for the pass out front. They couldn't find it. DeConing able to make the stop. And now we have a penalty on the way here. And I think it's going to go to Strathroy. We'll wait and see. A high stick for Pimentel. He had his stick right up in the cage of Whaley. Hard to argue it there when the stick is caught in the cage. Tries to plead his case nonetheless, but I don't think he's going to have much luck when you could see the stick right up in the cage. Face-off one back by the Maroons up to the point and cleared out off the line there. They'll have to clear the zone before they enter. And dumped down the ice by Hogarth. Nice play. Already 15 seconds off the penalty here to Pimentel for Strathroy. Coming right up through the middle there and across the line. Nice defensive play to take it away. Shot on. Now cleared up to the point. Over to Fancy on the right side. Right into the skates there, and an easy clear as that one sent down the ice by the Rockets penalty kill unit here. 40 seconds gone off the minor penalty. 7.5 minutes to go in the period. It's Fancy with speed. Steps in across the blue line and then tries to set it up to Glinski at the point. Glinski looking, shot, fires one off the inside of the post. Right back out, and the Maroons keep going. Fancy again, looking for a shot. Pad saved by Buck. Picked up Spezial. Can't clear. Gets it up to the blue line. Kept in by Glinski. Now to the net. Buck right into the logo. Down into the butterfly as he makes the stop and covers up to get the whistle. A 1-0 Strathroy lead as they work on the penalty kill here. 54 seconds left in the minor penalty to Pimentel. Face-off is off to Buck's right side. Around the glass, gets over top of the stick of Clark and out, back into the Chatham zone. Nice play. Spence gets it over to Clark. Clark will bring it in. The defender now back behind the Strathroy net. Knocked off the puck. Good play as that one's once again cleared down the ice right onto DeConing. Leaves it for Spence back behind the Chatham net here. Just 28 seconds to go. On the man advantage here for Chatham. Up to the blue line. Clark, right side, looking, shot, fires it over top of the glove, and that will send the puck all the way around the boards, back out to the Chatham bench where it's picked up by Spence again. 7 seconds to go here in the man advantage as the Maroons bring it inside the zone, looking for a shot. That one goes off a body and wide. Habib picks it up, fires it down the ice, and that one goes on goal for DeConing, who will cover it up. Now he plays it, thought he was going to cover it up. He moves it up ice. Now down low, Parnuzzi with Hogarth. Hogarth takes a hit right into the wall. Balaj looking, shot off the side of the net there, touched up, and the penalty on the way here to the Maroons. There's a little bit of a crowd gathers, and it looks like it'll be a boarding call coming. So right after the penalty expires to Pimentel, it's Sculthorpe with a hit down low. I believe it was on Hogarth, and the Rockets will head back to the power play. With 5:57 to go in the period now, an extra man on. Maroons will take it, dump that one past as they'll chase inside the Strathroy zone here. Off the side of the net. Smith looking to play it. Puck bouncing around just off to the right side of Tyler Buck. Kindry now pinned against the wall here. 3 Rockets trying to get it loose. Nice play. Elliston now works it past, and now Elliston works up ice for Strathroy. Elliston cuts through. Nice pass. Balaz looking, shot on, but right into the bread basket there of Nolan DeConing. Not a bad power play unit here for Strathroy. Although you lose Riley Wood, you pick up the speedy Michael Elliston in the trade. Shot on, blocked, and cleared from the point shot from Smith. Buck back in the Strathroy zone, plays it. Now over to Kindry. Kindry looking to pick it up. Gets it over to Smith back behind the net. Maroons finish up a little bit of a change. Over to the captain, Perry. Perry through the middle. Elliston, couple guys on him. Glinsky picks his pocket, fires it down the length of the ice. Bounces off the end boards. Buck there to play it. Leaves it over for Smith on the left side. Nice play by Smith to work it up forward. Smith carries it in across the line. Leaves it for Perry. Perry looking for the return pass down low. Now he gets it back on the left side. Holds onto it back behind the net. Perry. Balaz to Smith. Back to Perry, up to Balaz at the point. Walks across the line. Looking for a shot through. Traffic out front. Oh, rebound, and Ellison had a wide open cage, and he fired it wide. The puck was sitting on its side. Kept in at the blue line by Balaz. 30 seconds to go in the man advantage. Is cleared back out to Smith at center. Balaz, a stick handle. Picked up. Marshall. Marshall comes in across the line. Marshall looks for a shot. That one was blocked. Up to Balaz again. Shot fired on. Blocked again. Elliston, side of the goal. He's taken into the wall. Rockets looking to get the puck back for Nelson. Nelson pickpocketed. Gets it back. Nice play to try and hold on to it behind the net. This one's fired off the wall and out. And with 5 seconds to go, that'll do it for the man advantage for Strathroy. They'll pick it up back in their own zone. Dundas to Nelson. Nelson carries it in, steps across the blue line. Now looks to the net, redirected out front. Rebound chance, and that one fired wide. Now holding on to it, side of the net. Looking to try and get this one out past the blue line. Holding on to it, Miller. Gets it over left side. Simons carries it across the blue line. Simons, pass up to Spence. Spence at the point, blocked by Nelson, who's down in a heap, but right out front of the Rockets bench. He'll head to the bench there and get tended to by the trainer. What a rough couple of nights there for Noah Nelson. Now looking for it. Turned over down low. Piercy knocked that one away from the defender. Now looking to try and get it back here. Turned over out front. Faulkner couldn't get it back onto his stick. They're just out of his reach as that one sent down the ice off the stick of a Rocket. All in goal for Buck, who gets a little bit of a snow shower there, and the Rockets will clear out Matthew Cunningham, who came in and snowed the goalie. 3:10 to go here in the opening period. Score still 1-0 in favor of Strathroy. That opening goal coming just 2.5 minutes into the contest. Right in the slot, shot fired on, and that one's going to go off a stick and out of play. And I think they're going to keep the face-off inside of the Strathroy zone. I would imagine so. Looked like he was off the stick of a Rocket. And that's where they're going to put it back to where Tyler Buck will see it get dropped on his right side. Faulkner can't clear as that one's up against the wall. Now sitting in a couple of skates there. It's up to the blue line. Whaley looking, pad save, Buck, rebound off to the side there, sitting on it out front. Puck still loose here as the Rockets look to pick it up. They'll get it out as Spezial has it off the boards and to center. Buck had that one sitting on the rebound off his pad right out front of him for a good 5 seconds. The Maroons and Rockets both couldn't find the puck. At center ice, it's Barnes. Now Faulkner. Spezial with speed, trying to get past Whaley. Whaley took him out into the wall. Gervais now ties it up. Spezial to get it back, looking to try and poke that one away. Now coming out front, good backhand chance for Faulkner, couldn't get a shot off. Alan Barnes fires one off the bar and out of play. The defenseman, Charlie Barnes, walked into one with the wrister and fired it off the crossbar. And he'll bring the face-off outside right in front of the Chatham bench with 2:13 to go in the first. Here's a chance, looking for it. Perry, puck bouncing around out front there as Perry got the pass over. And unable to get a shot off there was Elliston. Maroons now into the Strathroy zone. Parnuzzi had that one taken away. Now Elliston with speed works his way through center. Elliston in across the line looking for a pass over to Perry. Perry had it knocked off his stick. Now holds onto it. Up to the point again. Perry dodging a hit there. Elliston couldn't get the shot off, and that one will be cleared back out to center. Pass dumped back into the Strathroy zone for Owen Kindry. Kindry around the boards, holding on to it there. Elliston, bounce pass. Balaz steps in across the blue line. Puck bouncing. Hogarth knocks it down. Hogarth shot on, blocked away by DeConing. Now back behind the net, Hogarth tried a reverse pass. No one out front for Strathroy to pick it up. Puck didn't make it very far. 1:18 left here in the opening period. Now Chatham from their own zone. Nice pass by Spence, but out of the reach of Parnuzzi. The Rockets will try one, gets it off a stick. Hogarth will now dump it in, bouncing puck on to DeConing, who makes the save with Kane Johnson coming in on him, and we'll get a whistle. Face-off coming inside the Chatham zone. 1:05 to go here in the first. It'll be interesting to see the shot total after one here. The Rockets have controlled a lot of the play. Not without the Maroons getting their chances, of course, but the lone goal so far coming from Strathroy with 1:05 to go in the period. Oh, it's cleared past Marshall, and now here comes Chatham the other way. Glinski overskates it there. Would have had a chance on goal, possibly a 2-on-1, but he overshot it. Dundas now trying to cut to the net, lost it. Puck's going to be cleared back out to Habib at center. Habib will spin, get it over to Marshall, and now Brown up to Sculthorpe. Sculthorpe takes a hit from Habib. It's Nelson back into the Strathroy net, fires it off the side of the goal, and it comes out front where it's going to have to be covered up by Buck, and Marshall wasn't a huge fan there of the little extra tap by Evan Wells. Or pardon me, it was Brown out front. Nonetheless, it'll be a face-off inside of the Strathroy zone. 37.7 to go in the first. Off to Buck's left side, the face-off will be. Hogarth versus Fancy in the dot. One back by Hogarth. Around the boards, Johnson looking to try and clear. Couldn't chip that one past the defender. Now Hogarth trying to go up and over top. Kindry. Now he battles, throws it off the wall, and gets it out. And now losing an edge there, Dittmer, as he tried to backtrack. 20 seconds to go in the period. Maroons from their own zone now. A dozen seconds to go. Onto the stick of Fancy. Fancy tries to cut to the net. Lost it. Smith into the corner and cleared down the ice. All the way past and blown down with 1.9 on the clock here. So they'll get a face-off inside of the Strathroy zone, but they're going to have to win it and win it clean if they want to get a chance. Face-off same side on Buck's left. One back by the Rockets goes into the corner. And the horn will go, and that'll do it for period at number 1. The Rockets get an early goal here in the first. And after 20 minutes of hockey, they'll carry a 1-0 lead into the dressing room here. On the goal from Caden Hogarth. Kane Johnson and Mark Hewitt picking up the assist for Strathroy at the 2:35 mark of the opening period. We'll check out the out-of-town scoreboard here. As mentioned, one other game going on in the Western Conference. That's over in Kamoka. Second period just underway. It's 2-1 Kings. Owen Lukings and Carter McElwain with the goals for Kamoka. Carson Pierre, the lone goal scorer so far for Sarnia in the hockey game. And elsewhere around the GOJHL today, Kitchener-Waterloo is in Brantford to take on the Bandits. Elmira is in Cambridge to take on the Redhawks. St. Catharines in Fort Erie. Hamilton in Caledonia. And then the late game on the schedule tonight sees Stratford head off to Caledon to take on the Bombers at 8 o'clock. Should be getting underway shortly. Here in Strathroy, it's a 1-0 Rockets lead after one period of play. We'll go ahead and we'll take the break. You're listening to Strathroy Rockets Hockey on the Rockets YouTube page, following along and watching on hockeytv.com. The following live broadcast of Strathroy Rockets Hockey is made possible thanks to our generous sponsors. Andy's Legendary Pizza, located at 10 Metcalf Street West in Strathroy. Commonwealth Financial, located at 370 Albert Street in Strathroy and online at commonwealthfinancial.ca. Carpet One Floor and Home, located at 325 Caradoc Street South in Strathroy. All Season Concrete, located just outside Strathroy, and visit them online at allseasonconcrete.ca. MNP Accounting, Consulting, and Tax Services, located at 6 Front Street in downtown Strathroy. And by Middlesex Chiropractic. Visit them at 117 Thomas Street in Strathroy. The following is a live presentation of Strathroy Rockets Hockey. Aspro's in alone. Daniel Aspro, breakaway, scores! That's to the net here, still has it. Over to the side, center, scores! Well, 20 minutes of hockey complete here as we welcome you back inside of the West Middlesex Memorial Center. Strathroy leads 1-0 after the opening period. The lone goal coming off the stick of Caden Hogarth. Kane Johnson and Mark Hewitt picking up the official assists on the goal. It was a shot that came through from the point, rattled around out front of Nolan DeConing, and then finally over to Hogarth, who put it into the back of the net. Just 2 minutes and 35 seconds into the hockey game to give Strathroy an early 1-0 lead, and that's where we sit after our first 20 minutes of hockey. The Maroons, although playing well in this hockey game so far, have found themselves on the wrong side of a 1-0 score, and we'll look to see if they can do anything about that in the second period. The official shots on goal in the opening period of play, 15-8 in favor of Strathroy. I'd have to go back and look through the books there, but that might be the single highest shot count in a period for Strathroy this season. And I'm almost certain it's got to be the highest of any first period in this year for Strathroy. So an interesting look here. We'll see how they come back out and if they can ride off some of that momentum here in period number 2. And in an important matchup here against the Maroons. We talked about it in the pregame show. Strathroy so far on home ice against Chatham this season, they're 2-0. 2 wins here back in the first half of the season against the Maroons, and now looking to try and make it a third here in their first game back in 2022 on home ice. The Maroons have won the only contest at the Chatham Memorial Arena so far this year between the two teams. The Rockets will make a trip down there in a couple of weeks to see the Maroons on a Sunday afternoon. Over in Komoka, we're keeping tabs on the only other game in the Western Conference tonight. Still 2-1 Komoka now with 8:30 to go in period number 2. So nothing's really changed there. Although we'll keep you up to date. The Sarnia Legionnaires find themselves just behind the Strathroy Rockets in the standings now. And I know it may seem like still some time before the playoffs, but the Rockets had 19 games to go coming into last night's game, so now 18 to go here. And just about 2 months of hockey to do it. And they will fly by, trust me. Strathroy with 21 points, the Legionnaires with 17, although the Legionnaires have 2 games in hand of Strathroy, who's tied with St. Thomas and will be ahead of St. Thomas after night with the most games played in the West at 31. This is their 31st game of the season. Leamington now tops of the Western Conference with 40 points, although London has 4 games in hand on them. The London Nationals were scheduled to get back into action on Wednesday night, but were postponed when the winter weather came our way. Looks like we're all set down there at center to get this second period underway here from Strathroy. Glinski and Perry. It's one back by Glinski to Dittmer. Over to Spence on the right side. Spence steps across, throws one off the end boards, gets his own rebound out front, and that one had to be stopped by Buck, who just 10 seconds in was getting his first action of the period. Now bounces out to Perry. Perry cuts to the opposite side. Belaz now. Taking it into the wall, lost the puck. Now it comes out to center, onto the stick of Glinski again. Glinski hands it off, right side, cutting to the middle, still holding on to it. Shot fired on, stopped by Buck again. He gets across with the pad to keep the door shut and keep the lead at 1-0. Elliston pokes that one past, was taken down as he came through center. Belaz tried to get it back. Elliston trying to get the stick on Spence there. Now Belaz holding on to it there. He's going to lose this battle to Dittmer, but he gets it back to Habib. Up to Carson Perry at center. Now Elliston. Elliston holds on it, works his way into the slot, fires one on. That one's stopped by DeConing as well. Rimmed around the boards, and it gets all the way back out to center ice for Kindry. Over to Belaz. Belaz will fire one in there and drop Sculthorpe to the ice there as he went in for the hit. Belaz can really throw the body around when he needs to, and now a lead pass trying to find Welch. Will go out of his reach and will result in an icing for Chatham. And you can see him shrug off his shoulders there as Welch has said, hey, why not go for that pass? It was just out of his reach, and had it been on his stick, he would have been away at the races on Tyler Buck. Face off to the right side of DeConing here. It's one and then cleared out to center. Bouncing puck. Smith back to get it. He's in a race there. Almost lost it. His fancy got his stick on it. Now they turn it over. Back behind the net. Wraparound chance. Buck gets a pad on it. Another one thrown on. Stopped by Buck again. And now back behind the net here as the Maroons look to try and hold on to possession inside the Strathroy zone. Hogarth around the boards. Trying to chip that one past. Had it at the blue line. Couldn't get it any further. Now Smith right out front in the middle. And now Hogarth will finally pick it up as it's going to be flipped up into the air. Knocked down by Zabo at the red line. Now Hewitt almost knocked that one past. Onto the stick there. Johnson to center. He'll dump it in. The Rockets will chase. Back in behind the Chatham net. Johnson down low. Holds onto it. Johnson looks to bring it back out front. Couldn't get the backhand pass on goal. Now another one fired on from an odd angle. This one knocked away. Capped in by Laszlo at the point. Hewitt holding on to it here. Keeps it inside, but not for long. Simons pokes that one past. Nice play. Hogarth coming on, and a good defensive play to knock the puck away. From the Maroon zone, Welch knocked off his stick. Back to Zabo. Thought about firing it, lost it there. Good play to get it away. Dundash to Piercy behind the net. Piercy braces for impact, takes a big hit. Maroons looking to clear, they'll get it. Welch out to center. Barnes with a man right on him. Simons trying to knock that one away. Barnes holds his ground. Good defensive play by the strong defenseman in Charlie Barnes. Nigel Piercy, left side, Nelson. Nelson back behind the net, still holds on to it there. Finally taken away by a Maroons forward. Gets the puck out, but not far as Piercy knocks it back down low. Nelson into the corner. Gets the hit. Now he tries to work to get the puck back. It's thrown off the glass, out through the legs of Ryan Marshall and back out to center. Ryan Marshall holds on to it here as he works his way in. Now he'll cut into the offensive zone. Marshall, a shot on, fires that one over top of the net and off the glass. Maroons trying to work to their advantage and play it to Marshall. Marshall again now, throwing it, and that one's going to hit off one of the Maroons forwards up on the bench there, leaning over. We'll get a face-off inside of the Strathroy zone. 16:28 left on the clock here in period number 2. We've played about 3.5 minutes of hockey in the period. Score still 1-0 in favor of Strathroy. Dumped into the corner. Looking chance out front, and that one fired well over top of Buck. Just got underneath it with the iron and flubbed it into the corner. Now Clark hits one out front. Look at this. Chance on, and Faulkner fires a shot off the stick of Magic and over top of the net. Man, I have never seen a bounce like that right behind the goal of DeConing in what is usually the Strathroy end of the ice for 2 periods of every night. Rimmed it around the boards, and it took a hop right out front of the net. A full 90 degrees off the boards. Faulkner up to the point. Laszlo. Laszlo's shot didn't make it there. Backhands over top of the goal there. Up to the point again and out of the reach of Barnes all the way back down into the Strathroy zone. Laszlo around the corner. Past Barnes. The Maroons now trying to get the puck back. Holding on to it, Faulkner. On his backhand to the blue line out to center, just past Spezial. Pimento was trying to chase it down as well. Carrying it to center, they'll dump it in. This one into the opposite corner here with the Maroons going for a line change on the play. Up to center is Faulkner. Got Maroons all over him as he tries to get it out. He does. Right out front of the Chatham bench there as they go for a line change. Stopping on. Pass intercepted. Barnes to Faulkner. Faulkner's out of gas here as he makes his way inside the offensive zone. Pass into the middle, intercepted by Parnuzzi, turned over, and here come the Maroons back the other way. Simons looking, shot on, stopped by Buck. Rebound chance out front, and it bounces in. An unfortunate bounce out front. And the Maroons have evened the game at 1 apiece here. Just under 5 minutes into the second. So the Rockets, who got caught on a line change there, allowed an odd man rush the other way for Chatham. It was initially snuffed out by the defenseman in Charlie Barnes, but then the puck found its way back out front and I think hit off a skate. Maybe Barnes out front, his skate, before it just snuck its way past Buck, who was scrambling around to get back into the play. The Maroons will take it. Now Sculthorpe works his way in. Shot on blocker side. Will find its way out of play. I think it will come outside here. I don't think it hit off Buck. Hit off the top of the boards and then went out of play. So, yeah, they will bring the face-off outside of the Strathroy zone. Coming through the middle now. Balaz trying to get that one away was Elliston. Elliston trying to help out Balaz as they work it into the offensive zone. Good play to get it out there by Brown into the Strathroy zone for Laszlo. Over to Barnes on the right side. Back to Laszlo. Looking for a pass. That one's going to be tipped in by Perry. Sits inside the Chatham zone. Now back behind the net. Off the boards. Sculthorpe gets it out, and this one's going to roll on its side to Brown and Laszlo right out front of Buck as Laszlo circles his way back and then runs back into the Chatham forward. Elliston had it knocked away. Balaz looking to get it back out. Gets it to Dittmer. Dittmer trying to chip that one past and hold on to it. And now it's going to be dumped back into the Chatham zone. Balaz chasing it down on Spence. Spence comes out from behind the net there. Leaves it in the corner. Now flipped up in the air. Down the ice. Kendry holds. Looks, finds Perry. Perry off his stick as the Maroons getting a line change on the play. It looked like they might have been offside. Kendry a bounce pass onto the stick. Elliston. Elliston looking for the middle. Knocked it away. Perry back down low for Spezial. Into the corner. Elliston works. To Perry. The captain down low. Looks for a pass. Comes up to the point. Smith. Back to Perry. Perry looking to get it to the net. Couldn't get a shot off. Goes into the corner. Spezial holds on to it here. Cleared up to the line, not out. Kept in by Smith as he kicked it back to his stick there. D-to-D pass. Holding on to it, Dittmer. Dittmer fires one off Perry. Perry will get a change here as the Maroons still inside their own zone. Right back up through the middle here. Coming across the line, had it knocked away. Now held on to. Blue line shot on. That one, big rebound out front. Buck knocked it away. Got the glove save on him, and then the Rockets looking to try and clear. Faulkner off on the left side. Chances it came back out front. Almost poked away. Kept in at the blue line. Pimento now finally holding on to it, and the Rockets will clear, although it was brought out by Glinski of the Maroons. Glinski dumps it into the glove of Buck, and he's just going to elect to settle things down here, get the whistle. 12:38 to go in the second. We are tied at 1. As the Rockets will use that last change to their advantage here. The official making sure the Maroons didn't get their change in before the Rockets did, and they'll bring a couple guys back out onto the ice. Mentioned it in the broadcast last night, the GOJHL going back to the 4 official system here in the second half of the season. Rockets played the first 29 games of the year with just an official and 2 linesmen. It was a welcome sight to have 2 officials on the ice in the game last night, and you could see it make an impact with the too many men on the ice penalty called, and one that might not have been called with just the 3 official out there. A little bit of a conversation here between the clubs. Right out front of the Chatham bench is the face-off. Tip forward into the Strathroy zone. Fancy trying to pick it up. Knocked away. Up to the point. Zabo looking. Shot through. Big rebound on the save by Buck. Now they'll carry it on. Up to center. Zabo trying to knock it away again. Fancy picks it up. And, man, with his speed, he's going to dump it in here. Habib from the corner. Cleared off the glass over top of Whaley and back out to center. Takes a nice hop and saves the icing for Strathroy. Long lead pass trying to spring Welch there. Was knocked away by Ryan Marshall. Welch gets it back just off the boards. Fires one to the net there. And it goes wide as Buck had to slide across the net to try and make the stop. Back to Zabo. He'll bring it in. Toe drag move and 2 Rockets right on him to run the body along as it's cleared off the boards and out and goes for an icing here against Strathroy. With a tired unit out there, they'll have to take a defensive zone draw. The Maroons will get the change here. Face off, one back. It's Marshall behind the net for the Rockets. Has some space and throws it up into the netting out of play. So the face-off will stay inside the Strathroy zone, but the Rockets will at least get a chance to get a change. Welcome change indeed, as they'll switch up the whole unit out there. Get some fresh legs out onto the ice. Big hit by Laszlo behind the Strathroy net. Bouncing puck here as the Rockets try to get it back. Kept in. Looking. Look good. Shot blocked. Bounces off, and now it's going to be a foot race for it. Dundas trying to chase down Bacic. And it's picked up by Clark. Clark, long pass. Penalty on the way here as there's 2 guys tied up. Dundas down low. And a roughing call coming. And it's going to go against the Maroons here as Bacic went into the corner with Dundas. And the Rockets will get a power play chance here with 11:10 to go in the second. No luck on the power play so far tonight. They didn't have any luck last night in St. Mary's. A lot of good looks, but at some point you got to start relying on getting some goals with the extra attacker on. And when your opponent's down a man, got to find the back of the net. It's up to the point for Kindred. Down low, Blaz goes into the corner here. Trying to cycle it back, got Zabo right on him. Perry back to Blaz. Now up to the point for Smith. Over. Blaz on the left side. He cuts up to the point. Pass comes over to Kindry. Going to cycle it back down low. Perry. Elliston. Blaz. Up to the point. Smith again. Now Blaz. Left side. Smith at the point. Pass over to Kindry. Knocked away. Kept in by the Rockets, at least for now. And now finally cleared out over top. The clearing attempt there from Zabo. Maroons have an aggressive forecheck here on the penalty kill. They try to get right on you, make sure you can't make any of the passes you want to. Now down low. Balaz out front, one-time chance on, and coming across to Koning. Makes the save. Perry looks skyward there, checks out the time on the clock. Well, he's up there, 1:03 to go on the roughing call. That pass out front from Balaz found Perry right in the slot, and his one-time slapper was stopped by DeKoning. Up to the point, Marshall settles it down. Piercy, big hit there as Glinski came to hit Marshall, and he knocked him right back down. You could hear the applause from the Rockets bench. Piercy back behind the net for Dundas. Dundas. Maroons right on him there as he tries to get the puck around the boards. Marshall hit there. Arm comes up on the official here. It's going to be a penalty to Marshall. It's Fancy the other way, looking shot off a body, off the glass, and kept alive inside the zone here, and now finally touched up by the Rockets. And it's going to be an interference call on Ryan Marshall. They're going to say he did not touch the puck when Marshall went in for the hit just inside the blue line. Not much of a gripe from Marshall or the Rockets bench as he heads to the box and will play 4-on-4 for 30 seconds, and then the Maroons will get a minute and a half on the power play. Ice opens up for about 30 seconds here with 4-on-4 hockey. Face-off inside of the Strathroy zone. One back by the Rockets. Over to Barnes. Barnes up through the middle, onto the stick, Pimentel. Pimentel had the shootout winner in the Rockets win on December 11th against Chatham. Parnuzzi takes it away from him. Back behind the net now for Faulkner. Faulkner back down low for Pimentel. Now to Faulkner. Gets up to Brown. Brown, nice pass through the legs up to Parnuzzi across center. Return, Brown, shot on, stopped by Buck. Big rebound comes out. Onto the ice here. The Maroons to the power play for the next minute and a half. Out into the slot, holding to Brown. Brown shot blocked and cleared by Faulkner down the ice. As the Rockets look to get a change here, they'll get three guys out there, but a long lead pass here, and the Maroons are going to get called. Too many men on the ice. They were trying to get the puck up ice too quick in the line change, and they're going to get called for it. So they get all of 18 seconds on the power play before they take another penalty. And once again, we'll get 4-on-4 hockey here, this time for a minute 12. Rockets sent three guys for a line change here. The puck came right on back for DeKoning, who shoved it up ice right up to the Maroons bench where it was picked up in the middle of a line change. Brown will go to the box to serve it here. The Maroons take a too many men on the ice call here and will negate the rest of their power play. Smith now, point shot, bouncing around to the net here, finally knocked down. Carrying that one forward was Zabo, gets it up, and Smith now inside of the Strathroy zone. Bounce pass off the boards to Perry. It's Perry, Elliston working their way forward. Perry cuts to the middle. Perry holds onto it, drops it to Kendry. Kendry down low. Smith looking out front, bouncing around there. Elliston gets it back to Smith. Kendry looking, shot on, stopped by DeKoning. Thought about playing it, had to look around to see where the Rockets were, and ends up trying to just cover it up there. 42 seconds remain on the penalty to Ryan Marshall. A minute and 30 left on the too many men on the ice call, being served by David Brown of the Maroons. One back, up to the point now for Barnes. Barnes shot on, block it away. Big rebound came out. Nelson tried to just fire that one on goal as quick as he could. It's Fancy from his own zone. Pass onto the stick, Glinski. Glinski works his way in. Shot fired wide. Bounces all the way back out to center. Glinski had a good chance there, and he fired it wide of Buck. Down the ice, and an icing call here as the Maroons didn't touch it. It'll bring the faceoff back to the Chatham zone. 7:57 to go here in period number 2. One goal in the second here, scored by the Maroons to tie the game at 1. That's where we sit. A little 4-on-4 right now. 15 seconds left on the penalty to Marshall, then he'll be back on the ice. Spin move by Belaz. Gets it in the corner. Gets it back to himself. Oh, and he fires it toward the net there. Just missed. Puck was kept out by DeKoning. Now trying to cut through the middle there. Losing it was Smith. Firing it down the ice. And Buck will come out to play it here as the Maroons change up. They got 40 seconds to kill as the Rockets head to the power play. Kendry. Long pass. Out of the reach, Nelson. Now carrying it forward. Spence. Looking to the middle, knocked away. Here come the Rockets back the other way, 3-on-1 chance. Piercy leaves it for Nelson. Nelson shot on, but right into the logo of DeKoning. It looked good developing up ice, but then a back check to get back into there and snuff out the chance as Nelson could only get a shot off from around 20 feet out. Habib to Nelson, now down low. Now Nelson gets it back. Dundas looking to walk out front, fires one off the post, sitting out front, out of the air. Piercy knocked it wide, and it'll be cleared back down into the Strathroy zone. And with 5 seconds to go, that'll do it for the too many men on the ice call here for the Maroons. And we will be back to even strength. 6:50 to go in the second. Getting it back, Marshall. Over the opposite side, Piercy right on Brown. Marshall holds onto it. Now he gets it back to Piercy. Piercy, long pass. Dundas works his way wide on the right side. Couldn't get past Dittmer as he rubbed him out into the wall. Now trying to get it back, Dundas again. Dittmer has him tied up. Piercy Back to the other side. Nelson tried to get it up to the point as he knocked it down with the glove to his stick. Brown picks it up. Brown comes the other way. Brown right side looking shot. That one well wide. Over to the opposite side. Now back down low into the corner. Habib tries to clear. Gets it up to the circle on the right side. Right up against the wall down to our left. Battling all the way along. Marshall waits just outside the scrum. Now pinching in from the point. It'll be picked up. Nelson with it. Over to Marshall, who steps up. Marshall steps up in the rush, fires a shot. That one's going to miss. Rings off the glass. Dundas touches it up there. Maroons bench were calling for too many. They might have had a good reason to, as the Rockets were getting a change when Dundas fired that shot on goal. All the officials right there, so if they didn't see it, you got to trust it. As the clear now comes out to Kane Johnson. Johnson chips that one past. Into the wall, Batchick looking out front. Chance there, couldn't get the shot off. And now the Maroons quickly turn up ice the other way. Back and forth the action goes here. In across the line. Fires it over top of the glove side of Buck. And it comes all the way back out to center for Clark. Clark's pass. Chipped in off the stick there. Look good will chase it into the corner. Smith around the boards. Pass. Opposite side for Hewitt. Hewitt will just knock it towards the net. Played by DeConing. Fans on the pass. Now gets it over right side. Losing an edge there, but able to get it up all the way back out to the Strathroy zone. Kindry, nice play. Up onto the stick of Perry. Perry steps up in the rush here. Into the slot. Perry looking shot on. Big rebound comes out front right onto the stick of Perry again. Another chance. Fires one on goal. DeConing with the save. As he takes it up high. Holding onto it between the shoulder and the helmet to make the save. Carson Perry with a number of chances there. DeConing stands tall here for the Maroons. He's has to be up already over 25 saves in the game. Simons now. Right side looking, coming in fancy, had it knocked away. Now he gets it back, holding on to it. Marshall, good stick in the lane. They'll clear back out to center. Now into the skates. Perry trying to chase that one down. Has Whaley back behind the net, but Whaley will hold on to it. Now Whaley past a couple defenders. Habib steps up in the rush there to knock down Whaley, who is coming through the middle. Now fanning on it is Elliston, turning it. Welsh looking, shot on. Pad save by Buck as he knocks that one away. Over to Perry. Turns it up from his own net. Knocks it up to Balaz. Now Balaz will push that one past. Stick up high, holds on to it. Elliston to the net. Stop there to the net. And then rubbing that one away. Held on to by Perry. Perry lines one up. Shot out front. Balaz tries to knock it away as DeConing slides back into his net there. Habib, odd angle. Off the side of the net. Balaz throws a hit. Now Simons. Holding on to it here. Gets it over to Colin Whaley. Whaley a long shot on. Close to center ice there. Knocked away by Buck. All the way around. Elliston. Knocked to the net. Marshall. Gets that one back to Elliston right in front of the Chatham bench here. Fires a long one in on goal. DeConing will cover that one up and will get a whistle. 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go here in the second. Game still tied at 1 apiece here. Rockets have been held off the score sheet since 2 minutes and 35 seconds into this game. Point shot on that one from Barnes. A whistling slapper that went off the glass. Now Barnes knocks it down. Good defensive play to stop the Chatham rush. Now turning it over. Faulkner gets it back inside the Chatham zone. Rimmed around the boards. This one all the way down the ice, and it'll be icing against Chatham once again. And bring the face-off back to the Strathroy zone. Pardon me, the Chatham zone. Faulkner to take the draw. He's got Glinski on the opposite side. He wins it back. Looking for a shot. Spezial over to Pimentel on the left side. Pimentel spins. Looks to get it over. Spezial taken down into the boards. Now it comes up to the point. Laszlo shot on. That one stopped. Big rebound comes out, and DeConing makes the save as the net comes off there. And we'll get a shoving match on behind the net of DeConing. Don't think these guys forgot about one another over the Christmas holidays that turned into a little bit of an extended vacation with the shutdown here in Ontario. Still the fourth meeting of the season between these two clubs, and they won't let 5 weeks off in between games to forget about it. Here's the face-off, won by the Maroons. They'll work it forward. Up through the middle, look good. Had that one knocked away. Piercy picks it up. Now Piercy will work in. Piercy chance, and he had it knocked away. Another one fired on the backhand. That one over top of the net. Gets past Nelson, up to the blue line. Good play. Now holding on to it. They'll get it out to center, and then 3 Rockets there to hold on to the puck at the blue line. Nelson over to Barnes. Barnes just going to dump that one. Gets it past Dittmer and down the ice for an icing. No, they're going to, they thought about waving it off there, but it was just a late whistle. Barnes certainly was not at center, but Maroons might have had a play on it. Nonetheless, 2:09 to go in the period. We'll head back to the Strathroy zone. Big defensive zone draw. One up to the point. Clark holding it. Batchik shot on through traffic. Buck makes the save. Rebound, they score. Picking up the rebound out front. They put it past Buck. And 2:02 remaining in the second. The Maroons strike to take their first lead of the hockey game, 2-1. The Maroons just find the way to get the puck in the back of the net. It wasn't pretty by any stretch. But you try telling them that. They have a 2-1 lead here with a couple of minutes to go in the second. Off the draw. Now trying to chip that one forward. It's picked up. Batchik across the line. Looking for a shot. Goes off the body of Smith and into the corner. Now off onto the right side, knocked away by Fancy down low. Other side, Hewitt. Hewitt plays that one up onto the stick. Hogarth, long one, chipped forward, trying to chase it down. Johnson bouncing puck and gloved by DeKoning. Just settles it down to get the whistle in the faceoff inside of the Chatham zone. Credit of the goal given to Julian Gervais of the Maroons. Just his 5th point of the season, Gervais. But a big one here for the Maroons as they work it forward. Clark past the defender, now into the corner. Hogarth knocks it away. Hewitt up to center again. Bouncing puck Fancy out front of the Chatham bench. Into the corner, and now he's going to win the battle. No, it's Buck out of the net to play for Strathroy. Good play to get that one up off the corner. Now back. Bouncing puck up to the blue line. Shot on through traffic, and Buck makes the save, and not before a little bit of a collision by Welch, who skates right through the crease. Draws a little bit of a crowd, but not a whole lot. .70 seconds to go in period number 2. Rockets get a change. Faulkner, Perry, and out there on the right side, Ballas. Marshall Habib on the back end. Ballas gets it past the blue line. Now the Maroons try to dump it back in. Habib to Marshall. Turned over down low. Trying to get it back. Holding on to it, Glinski. Out into the slot. Knocked away. Poking it forward, but he couldn't get it very far. Now Habib. Up to Perry. Balaz tried to knock it to Habib. Now he tries to get it back. Poking it onto his stick here. Bouncing puck. Trying to settle that one down. At the line, Balaz throws the body. Couldn't hold on to it here as Brown works it out to the other side. Sculthorpe. In across the line, Sculthorpe loses the puck. Fans on it. Tries to get it back there. And they're able to keep it inside the blue line. Sculthorpe looking. Shot. Fired wide there. Might have gone off a stick into the corner. Now the Rockets try to chip it past. off the stick of Perry. Zabo and Marshall, it gets past Brown, knocking it forward here. Big hit by Belaz trying to come through, but Brown dodges it. Now to the net. That one tipped, and it goes just wide of Buck. 8 seconds to go here. Whaley to the point. Brown, one-time chance. Oh, fired over top of the net by Zabo, and it'll bounce all the way back out to the Chatham zone as the horn goes. And period number 2 comes to an end with the Maroons out in front by a score of 2-1 on 2 second period goals, the latest coming just a couple of minutes ago to give them their first lead of the hockey game. Scoring summary in the second period, it was Lucas Fancy getting the Maroons on the board first. 4 minutes and 58 seconds into the second. Cameron Simons, the official assists on the goal for Fancy. And then at the 17:58 mark, with just over 2 minutes left in the period, Julian Gervais picked up a loose rebound out front of the goal, fired it past Tyler Buck, and gave the Maroons their first lead of the hockey game. Gervais from Nolan Miller and Matthew Cunningham. It's a 2-1 Chatham lead as we get set and head to the third period. Shots 14 apiece in the second period. The Rockets have 29 through 2, the Maroons 22. But it's the Maroons with the all-important 2-1 lead heading into the second intermission. The out-of-town scoreboard here. One other game in the Western Conference. Kamoka has now opened up a 4-1 lead over the Sarnia Legionnaires. It was 1-1 after one, but 2 second period goals from Kamoka and adding another one already early in the third. There's about 12 minutes to play over at the Wellness Center in Kamoka, and the Kings have a 4-1 lead as they look to get back into the win column here for the first time in 2022. They lost last night in St. Thomas. Elsewhere, there's a couple of other games going on. Kitchener-Waterloo 3-1 up on the Brantford Bandits. Elmira's up 1-0 at the intermission over Cambridge. St. Catharines trailing by 2 in Fort Erie. And then Caledonia and Hamilton still tied at no score about 8 minutes in. And things should be underway there, although we don't have an update on the game in Caledon between the Stratford Warriors and the Calton Bombers. Here in Strathroy, it's a 2-1 lead for the visiting Chatham Maroons. We'll go ahead and we'll take the break. You're listening to Strathroy Rockets Hockey here on the Rockets YouTube page, following along and watching on hockeytv.com. The following live broadcast of Strathroy Rockets Hockey is made possible thanks to our generous sponsors. Andy's Legendary Pizza, located at 10 Metcalf Street West in Strathroy. Commonwealth Financial, located at 370 Albert Street in Strathroy and online at commonwealthfinancial.ca. Carpet One Floor and Home, located at 325 Caradoc Street South in Strathroy. All Season Concrete, located just outside Strathroy, and visit them online at allseasonconcrete.ca. MNP Accounting, Consulting and Tax Services, located at 6 Front Street in downtown Strathroy. And by Middlesex Chiropractic. Visit them at 117 Thomas Street in Strathroy. The following is a live presentation of Strathroy Rockets hockey. Aspro's in alone. Daniel Aspro, breakaway, scores! That's to the net here, still has it. Over to the side, center, scores! Well, we welcome you back here inside of the West Middlesex Memorial Center. We get set for the third period of this hockey game. And it is an exciting one so far. 2-1 the score in favor of the visiting Chatham Maroons. They got that lead late in the second period on their second goal of the period. That goal coming first one there from Lucas Fancy. And then that second one kind of just picking up the garbage out front on a goal that didn't look like it was developing very much, and they'll take it anyway. The Maroons, that late goal, 2:02 remaining in the period to give them the 2-1 lead. Julian Gervais, the man to put it in the back of the net when all is said and done. Just finishing up the Zamboni and then getting back onto the ice here for a big third. I mentioned the Rockets so far on home ice this season against the Maroons are 2-0. Those two wins, you got to look back to the last one on December the 11th. The Rockets trailed 2-0 heading into the third period in that hockey game. Scored 2 goals in the third, about 2 minutes apart late to give themselves a tie hockey game. And then they won it in a shootout, the final goal being scored by Matthew Pimentel. Back on November the 27th, the Rockets also won that game at home. 6-4 was the final. It was the Rockets leading by a score of 4-2 after 2 periods of play in that game. It was the Maroons who came back to get a little bit closer, but the Rockets ultimately pulled away with a 6-4 win. We'll see what happens here tonight as we got a good finish on tap. Rockets controlling the shot total as we head to the third, 29-24 in favor of the home club, but they trail by a goal. 28 saves through 2 periods for Nolan DeConing has been the difference maker for the Maroons tonight, and that is one of the reasons why they picked him up from Sarnia. When they heard that Sarnia was looking to try and move DeConing, Chatham was ready to pick him up, and they are sure happy they did. Set and ready here as the teams are back out to the ice for period number 3. Elsewhere over in Kamoka, 5-2. The Kings lead the Sarnia Legionnaires with 5 minutes to go. Looks like they might have that one in the bag. Puck down and we're underway here to start the third. Long pass onto the stick of Kane Johnson working forward. Johnson to Hewitt. Hewitt has that one just flutter off his stick at the end inside the offensive zone. Simons trying to cut to the middle to get it over to Welch. Welch had it knocked away. On the fresh sheet up to the point. Point shot on, knocked away. Marshall in the corner now. Off the glass, Johnson in there to help him out. Return, now bringing it out front. Nice move, knocked away by Buck. Gets the toe across Oni. He makes the save to keep the puck out. Hewitt up to Marshall. Marshall to center now. Holding onto it, has it knocked away. Kane Johnson, far right side, over to Hogarth. Hogarth steps in across the line, picks it up just out of the reach of Hewitt as Hewitt came across. Sek up on Marshall, had it get past him. Fancy now, just out of the reach of him. Smith off the boards. Chip pass forward as that one got past Elliston, and now it's turned over. Perry picks it up. Blaz looking shot. Oh, it goes off a stick and out of play. Point blank chance there on the turnover. The Rockets got a glorious opportunity early on here in the third, and it goes the wayside. It was off the Maroons stick out front and a broken stick on the play. It looks like as Spence goes back to the bench with his stick in 2 pieces. Well worth it to stop a goal. Fired on the goal. That one goes wide. Now sits on the back of the net here, trying to figure out where it is. They'll tap it off with the stick on the netting there, and now the puck sits just behind the Chatham net. Spence will clear it off the glass and out. Now bouncing puck. Gets inside the Strathroy zone. Sculthorpe just outside the blue line had to pick it up as the Rockets were able to clear. Now getting it up, Perry. Elliston across the line. Shot. That one goes off the stick of Spence. Now out front, Perry, chance. Oh, and it stopped. Once again, DeConing right there to make the save. You got to know he's going to get tested here on the third. And not that the Maroons have played bad in front of him. They've played well, but the big reason they are up 2-1 now and not tied or behind is Nolan DeConing in net. Up to the point, Laszlo. Now he puts it back down low. Piercy behind the net, turned over. Maroons will clear out. Gets it past center. Now Laszlo in the corner. Laszlo tries to get it back. Lost it. Looking for the return pass out front. Picked up. Dundas over to Piercy. Piercy has it go off his skate. Turned over. Look good for the Maroons. Gets a chance. Walks his way into the net. Stopped. Buck comes across. Oh, and he makes another save to keep this game at a 1-goal deficit for the Rockets. Tyler Buck sliding across. A couple of stick taps on the pads there is Buck using all of that 6'4" frame to get across and get his pad over. Point shot on, another one, big rebound, comes across, Buck another save. Back behind the net, now into the slot, up to the point, Clark looking, shot redirected, it goes wide. Now arm comes up here, and it's going to go against Strathroy. Finally touched there, and I think Laszlo is going to get an interference call. No, it's a trip. Of all things, a trip down low. No doubt right in front of the official, but Laszlo to the box and the Maroons to the power play here. 17:39 to go in the third. Right off the draw, Faulkner. Cleared down the ice by Marshall. And the Maroons will have to set up behind their own net here. Fancy now, just out of his reach. Cleared back down the ice. Glinski will have to get it back inside the Chatham zone. Now here he comes, knocked away. Right side, hit played, and then the puck picked up by Hogarth, who sends it back down the length of the ice. Glinski picks it up behind the Chatham net here. 40 seconds already ticked off the clock here on the power play for Chatham. Off a stick into the Strathroy zone. Habib there to pick it up. Tries to tie it up against the wall. Picked up again. Simons with it. Long pass, Fancy right side. Fancy shot to the net. Big rebound comes off the blocker of Buck. Now again over to Fancy. Fancy picks it up, able to get it over. Broken stick on the ground. It's Habib without a stick down low for Strathroy as he tries to just hold on to it down low, and now he's going to take a penalty on the play here. A holding call as he gets caught without the stick. And he'll head to the penalty box here. And the Maroons will get 49 seconds of two-man advantage here. And they're going to use their timeout here. They want to make sure they get this right with 49 seconds of a two-man advantage. They are going to use their timeout. And this is a big one here for the Maroons to see what they can come up with here on the man advantage. Rockets talking it over down low. But what their plan of attack will be. As mentioned, 16:28 to go here in the third. Still lots of time in a close hockey game, but that most recent penalty by Habib, enough to get him to the box on a holding call when he lost his stick. Well, they're ready to go, so we'll head it back down now and get set for the rest of this power play for Chatham. Face-off one off to the side. Now up to the point, it's Glinski. Glinski straight away at the point, has time. Lane opens up, fires it off the bar. Oh, it just seas parted for him, and he had a chance to fire a shot on, and he did, and he threw it off the crossbar. Working around the perimeter, Fancy out to the middle, shot on. Buck makes the blocker save into the corner. Now Nelson battling, trying to get it back here. Look good. Nelson right on him. Fancy off the boards, back behind the net. Simons now up to the point for Glinski. He's at the top of the circle. Left side for LeGood. Now back down low. Fancy comes across. Oh, and coming across is Buck to make the save. What a save. Back in the Chatham zone, the Maroons ready to come back up ice. First penalty over. Onto the ice comes Laszlo. Side of the net here. Spezia will come off the bench and replace. Now LeGood to the point. Glinski shot on, scores. Oh, it beats Buck. And he'll want that one back. The power play goal by Glinski. And it's 3-1 Maroons. Stopped a sure goal just moments earlier, diving across to make the save, and then the point shot just beat him. Don't know if it was tipped on the way. The credit going to be given to Glinski. Now around the corner to Barnes inside the Strathroy zone. He's going to throw it off the boards and get it out. Puck battle to center, past Pimento, and now thrown up to the Strathroy blue line. Cunningham will dump it in. Barnes battling now in the corner. Two Maroons right on him. Able to get that one out. Comes to the corner. On the right side, Barnes still right on him there. Laszlo able to get the puck away. Now Faulkner up to center. Will get to the red line and he'll dump it in. Down low, Dittmer takes the hit from Faulkner, and he goes down in a heap right up against the wall there. He's slow to get up. Faulkner gets the turnover, fires a shot on goal. Stopped by DeConing. Now back behind the net here. Dittmer another chance, and now a hit right out front, and oh, that's going to draw a call. It's Spence. Faulkner draws it there on the hit, and Spence will go to the box for interference here, and the Rockets will get a power play chance. Dittmer took a hit from Faulkner, and then he was down on the ice, really slow to get up. But then he made a play on the puck back behind the net as he was getting back up, and Faulkner gave him another hit, and Spence just didn't like it. Clean hit, had the puck. Spence took exception to it and nailed him from behind when he didn't have it. Oh, and now it's a chance the other way, short-handed. Coming in, backhand. Oh, Buck makes a save as that one went wide. Might have got a piece of it with the glove. Simons on the backhand there, almost short-handed to give the Maroons a 4-1 lead. Perry back behind the net here. Rockets working on the power play. Chip forward onto the stick of Perry as he comes through center. Cuts across the blue line. Lost it there, turned over, goes off the stick of Smith, and back down into the Strathroy zone. Kindry gets it back there. Now it's for Smith. Smith leaves it, pass onto the stick. Perry stops as he comes across the blue line. Leaves it back down low for Elliston. Elliston, top of the circle, looks to the captain Perry. Up to the point for Smith. Smith, point shot on. That one blocked. Didn't even make it to DeConing. Perry now trying to leave it down low for Elliston. Elliston chips that one away. In comes Zabo. Zabo throws one off the boards. Bouncing puck over top of the Smith and out to center. Maroons getting a change here on the play. Whaley takes that one away from Perry, and down the ice it goes. Buck will have to play it. Over to Kindry. With a man on him, just trying to get this one up to center. Holds onto it, and then he's going to fire it in on the backhand. Back behind the net, Whaley throws it around the boards. It'll get out to center. Marshall stops it at center, and then it'll be thrown in by Fancy. 30 seconds to go in the Strathroy power play. They haven't really had anything to show for it. From their own zone now, Nelson. Cross center around the boards. Dundas, first one there to get it. Touches it up to the point. Knocked back in by Marshall. Now down low, Glinski around the boards, kept in by Marshall. Nice play to stop it against the wall. Dundas couldn't hold on to it, and then it's going to be cleared. All the way down the ice by the captain, Lucas Fancy. Long pass by Buck onto the stick of Habib. Now leaves it. Dundas pokes it forward. Piercy, shot on! Scores! It's Nigel Piercy right out front, beats DeKoning, and the Rockets pull within one. It's 3-2. Nigel Piercy, the goal scorer for the Rockets, just when they needed it most to make this once again a one-goal game. Now another chance, side of the goal. Oh, pad save to DeKoning as he came across to make the save on a broken play. Now through the middle. Oh, and the arm comes up from the far official. A penalty to Strathroy, a trip. And that's the thing you'll get here. And you want the two officials back. The near one didn't make the call, and then the far one, who might not have actually had as good of a view, all he saw was the trip, made the call on Habib, who heads back to the box, and now the Maroons will head back to the power play. Nigel Piercy's second goal of the season has made it a 3-2 game, but Chatham now getting another chance to work on the power play. Already a power play goal tonight for them. Fancy up to the point for Glinski. Glinski knocks that one past Faulkner. Now bouncing puck, kept in at the blue line. Faulkner trying to knock it away. Fancy gets it. Fancy shot on. They score. It's Lucas Fancy just 19 seconds into the extra man on. Habib is still looking for an explanation on the call, but the Maroons get that 2-goal lead right back. It's 4-2. Still lots of time here for Strathroy, although just when they got close, the call that didn't go their way gave the Maroons a power play to get themselves the lead back to 2. Spence inside his own zone, hands it over left side. Carrying that one up, coming forward, Dittmer down the ice, and an icing call against the Maroons here. Bench thought it was touched on the Strathroy side of center, but they're not going to get anything from it, and it'll go all the way back down into the Chatham zone. Face-off off to the left side here of Nolan DeKoning. The final score over in Kamoka at the Wellness Center, 6-2 in favor of the Kings. And now the Maroons bench having a conversation with the official. Not sure what about. But it looks like we're ready to go. Face-off one back. Dittmer inside of the Chatham zone. Now around the boards, up, kept in by Laszlo. Now to Perry. Perry looking to try and shovel it out front. Laszlo again. This one stopped by DeKoning as it moves around and now down the ice by the Maroons. No icing on the play, and it'll stay alive here for the Maroons down low. Holding on to it. Around the perimeter now. Spinning. Cunningham. Knocked down low. Now out front. Miller poked away. Cunningham chance. Oh, coming across. Buck another save. Right back out front as he slides back in. The puck went right through the crease. And now the Rockets look to get it back here. Perry in across the blue line. They were offside on the play as the official right there. Elliston knocks it past the defender. Now Belaz right on his man. Picked up. Elliston. Ellison walks in. Shot on. That one tipped. And it goes wide. And thrown up over top of the glass on its way out. And it'll be a face-off coming back inside the Chatham zone. Not even at the halfway mark of the period. .10:41 to play here in regulation. And we've already seen 3 goals in the period. 2 from Chatham, 1 from Strathroy. Chance out front, unable to get it, Kane Johnson. Maroons will clear it past the defender, and now they'll chase it down. Lucas Fancy. Fancy shot, blocked. Back up to his feet here after a hit. Habib trying to get that one around to the other side. It's Marshall. Quick pass up to Hewitt. Hewitt going to leave it for Kane Johnson, who steps in across the blue line. Johnson leaves it for Hogarth. Hogarth looking back out front to Johnson. Couldn't hold on to it. It's up to the point for Marshall. Marshall shot through traffic. That one just wide. And now holding on to it, Simons. Simons looking for a pass. It's onto the stick there. Coming in across the line, Welch leaves it. Whaley fans on the shot. Big hit against the glass there as Hewitt brings it to center. Hewitt will dump it past Sabo, and then he'll chase down low. Trying to get that one back. Johnson trying to tie up his man back behind the net. Kicking it back up to the stick there and on to the stick of Whaley. Whaley will bring it up ice. He'll use his speed to work it forward. Whaley. Good hit by Smith to knock him into the wall, but Whaley past him and gets it right back. Now into the slot. Glinski shot on. Buck makes the save. Rebound. They're banging away at it there. Arm comes up here, up to the point, and the penalty is going to go to Strathroy. Shot on. Finally stopped there. Touched up by Hewitt, and we'll see what the call is here. A roughing call on the Rockets, and the Maroons will head back to the power play here with 9:26 to go in the third. It's Hogarth going to the box. Was just a huge scram out front. And it results in the penalty in the power play for Chatham. Up by a couple of goals here. Fancy now. Works it down low. Now Fancy gets it back. Fancy off into the corner for Simons. Simons walks out top of the circle. Now hands it to Glinski. Glinski down low. LeGood. LeGood walks back behind the net here. Still holding onto it onto his forehand. Simons up to Fancy. Fancy. Nice pass. Glinski. Glinski. Shot. Scores. Beats Buck glove side. And once again, the power play strikes here for the Maroons. It is 5-2. Rockets just can't stop the Chatham power play. And when you head to the box, the Maroons just keep on tacking on to the lead. Piercy over to Dundas just inside the line. Dundas fans on the shot, fires another one over top of the net. Bounces off the boards, up, kept in by Barnes, not for long. Now here come the other way, and this one's going to be touched up. A hand pass. Linesman there to make the call right at center. It'll bring the faceoff back down to the Chatham side of the ice. .8:44 to go. The Rockets now find themselves trailing by 3. That last goal, Glinski, his second of the game. Fancy and Simons on the power play, the assist. Back for Barnes over to Laszlo. Long one sent down the ice. Piercy didn't get enough on it. Don't think he got anything on it. No, it's going to go for icing here, and Strathroy will be faced with a defensive zone draw. After the night, the Rockets will have some time off in the schedule before they head to the Western Fair for the final time this season. 7 o'clock puck drop on Wednesday night against the London Nationals. Another one, backhand, fired to the net. That one goes wide. Picked up in the corner, Piercy. Piercy holds on to it, gets it up to Dundas. Dundas wide on the left side, looks for a shot, fires that one off the outstretched stick there, and now trying to get that one out. Barnes couldn't hold it on at the blue line. Barnes took a stick up high, and yeah, they're going to get the call on that one. A hook, and Strathroy will get a power play chance here with 8:01 to go in the third. So lots of penalties here in the third period. Lots of power play chances, and now the Rockets will get their latest. And this is one that you got to capitalize on. 8:01 to go in this hockey game. Strathroy 0 for 5 on the man advantage. Pass trying to find Smith in the slot was knocked away. Back down low, and then losing an edge was Perry as it's cleared down the ice. Smith is there to get it. He has it at the hash marks. Leaves it for Carson Perry. Perry works his way forward, loses it, and it's cleared right back to the Strathroy blue line. Kindry will take it behind the Strathroy net. Going to be forced out here. Simons forces the turnover. Gets it up. Welch shot. Blocked away. Buck had to make the save there to bail out the turnover down low. Now here comes Elliston. Works his way into the offensive zone. Gets it down low for Carson Perry. Perry up to the point. Kindry looking. Shot through. Fires it off the side of the net. Elliston again. Up to the point for Kindry. Kindry point shot on through traffic and right into the logo there of Nolan DeConing to make the save. Off the draw, Habib, point shot over top of the net. Missed the net by about 2 feet there. Now up to the point, Marshall. Nelson back to Marshall. Marshall to the net there and stopped, and now Dundas will get a shove out front by Spence, although I don't know if he gave anything to DeConing. .46 seconds left here on the power play for Strathroy. The hooking call to Sculthorpe. Dundas in the corner. Holds, looks for a pass, knocked off his stick. Piercy tried to cut to the middle. Rimmed around the boards, gets past Habib, and all the way back down into the Strathroy zone. .20 seconds to go here on the power play. Habib through the middle. Piercy knocked it over to the left side. Up to the point, bouncing puck. Tried to keep it at the line, and it was knocked away. And now here come the Maroons the other way. Glinski works his way in. Shot. That one goes off a stick and wide as he dishes a man into the boards. And down in a heap there is Habib. He's slow to get up here and work his way to the bench. The pass intercepted by Fancy, and he's just going to dump it back down low. Back to even strength here as the penalty's been killed. Sent down the ice, and that one will go for icing. Spence did not realize that the penalty was over. Conversation at center by Dundas. Having a little chat with Warren Clark. Over to Clark. Clark will carry it out here for the Maroons. Gets it up to center. Now trying to kick it back to his stick, Parnuzzi. He loses an edge, but it's picked up Clark at the point. Off the glass down low. All the way around the boards, the opposite side. Laszlo tries to hold on to it. 5.5 minutes left on the clock here. Maroons leading by a score of 5-2. Parnuzzi to the point. Batchik. Clark right on goal, and stopped by Buck there as he makes the nice save, gets the whistle. Face-off off to the right of Buck, one back by the Maroons to the point. They're able to keep it in. Laszlo down low. Now off the boards, kept in by the Maroons. They try to get the puck back. It's picked up once again by the defender and Laszlo. Faulkner carries it in through center. Right side, Spezial tries to bring it back. Shot on. That one stopped by DeConing. Turned over, and the Maroons will come back up ice the other way. And thrown over top of the Rockets bench, trying to enter the zone there. We'll send the face-off back to the Chatham side of center. Rockets starting to realize they might be out of time here. Still 5 minutes to go in this hockey game, but every second that ticks off the clock makes it even tougher to find 3 equalizing goals. Gervais hands that one off, and now a hit right out front of the Chatham bench. Knocked the puck loose. Hewitt with it. He'll dump it in. Goes off the backside there. Nice pass coming through the middle to Cunningham. Cunningham had his stick knocked right out of his hands there, and the arm comes up of the official. Yeah, no doubt about that one. You got a tough case to try and plead there when you knock the stick right out of the hands as Hogarth goes to the box on the slash. And with 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go, you can see the frustration there from Hogarth as he heads to the box, and the Maroons power play heads back out onto the ice. They are 3 for 6 tonight, running at a 50% on the power play in this hockey game. Brown up to the point to Spence. Spence works it down low, now back up to the point on a reverse pass to Parnuzzi. Now Clark. Warren Clark works his way right side. Now he circles back to the point, hands it over to Spence. Spence at center. Now to left side. Parnuzzi tipped on goal. That one just over top of the glove of Buck, but went wide. Now Clark to Spence. Spence left side. Return pass. Spence center. Shot. That one over top of the blocker. Off the boards and picked up down low. Pass from Parnuzzi up to Spence. Rebound comes out front. Dancing around there, and it's going to be cleared down the ice by Nelson. Marshall slow to get back up to his feet here for Strathroy with 45 seconds off the clock here on the Chatham power play. Spence hands it off. Left side working his way down low. Parnuzzi hands it off. Brown. Faulkner trying to clear there. Couldn't knock the backhander out. Now holding on to it. Up to the point for Warren Clark again. Hit against the wall was Brown. Spence to Parnuzzi. Faulkner will spin and fire it down the ice there as he picked it up inside the Strathroy blue line. 45 seconds to go on the man advantage. Long lead pass. Tried to spring Cunningham. Cunningham unable to get it as that puck bounces around right out front of the Chatham bench, and they're going to say that one was knocked down with a high stick. 3:08 left here in this hockey game, and 38 seconds left on the man advantage for Chatham. Chatham has controlled the play here in this third period. 15-7 the listed shots for them so far in period number 3. And adding to their total 3 goals. Miller from his own zone now for Chatham. Works his way up, hands it off to Zabo. Zabo steps in across the blue line. Nice move to work it between his legs into the corner. Tied up against the wall though. In the corner here, it's tied up. Trying to get the puck loose. The official sitting right there to make sure the puck keeps moving. Holding onto it on his forehand, spinning. Keeping it inside the blue line. Cunningham at the point. Back to even strength are the Rockets to Whaley. Whaley right side, holds Whaley to the net. Oh, what a move as Whaley just outweights Buck and puts the backhander past him as the penalty expired. It won't go down as a power play goal, but the Rockets never got a chance to bring their 5th skater back onto the ice. And it is 6-2 Maroons. They just keep on adding on. Two and a quarter to go here in this hockey game. Rockets just trying to get out of here if they can. Perry coming across the line. He was taken down by a trip. Elliston back behind the net now. Looks out front. Rockets couldn't get a shot off. Bucks to the bench. Barnes has it. Elliston now over to Perry. Now Elliston, return pass. Tries to break his way in. Oh, and it was knocked away by Dittmer. And finally the whistle will go. The penalty, a tripping call, and the Rockets will go to the man advantage here, although too late, as 1:59 shows left on the clock, trailing by 4. Right off the draw, picked up by Belaz. He holds on to it, now goes down low for the captain, Perry. Now right side, Elliston up to the point for Barnes. Shot through traffic. Oh, it was stopped and then cleared down the ice. On to the stick of Buck, who's out of his net to play it there for Strathroy. He hands it off to Alex Laszlo. Now 90 seconds to go here in this contest. Turned over down low. Holding on to it there was Miller, dodging a big hit. Laszlo will pick it up, come out front of the Strathroy net, and now work his way up ice. Laszlo, it knocked away. Perry to Belaz. Belaz holds, and now he'll work his way in. Puck down low for Elliston. Elliston holding on to it. Up to the point for Barnes here. Barnes trying to come through. Buck was looking to the bench there, although trailing by 4. As now we'll get a scrum right down at center ice. Belaz trying to pull the helmet right off of Batchik on the ice, and that might draw him some extra penalty minutes in the end of things. 1:03 is left on the clock here. Batchik is going to get an interference call. At least that's what I saw Harvey signal to the timekeeper's box. I don't think there's going to be any extra men on the ice here. It should be the normal 5-on-4. The door was open down at the Strathroy end of the ice that goes to the locker room. They had to get that fixed, and then it looks like we're ready for the puck drop here to finish off the last 63 seconds of this contest. The Rockets actually are going to get a 5-on-3 here. It was the first penalty to Batchik. Although, as mentioned, a minute to go, trailing by 4. It's not going to be of much help. Kindry down low to Dundas. Back up to Kendry. Right side, Smith. Smith looking down low. Tipped on to Koenig. Makes the save. And he'll cover up to get the whistle. Rockets just trying to make sure that they can work on some things here in this game that they can carry on later in the season. Kendry now. Right side. Looking shot off the side of the net by Nelson. Second power play unit out here getting some ice time. Dundas down low in the corner. Up to the point for Kendry. Smith, right side to the net, stopped. Nelson picks it up in the corner, 30 seconds to go. Smith, Kendry to the net. That one stopped over top of the net. Battle going out front by Piercy and Whaley. Gonna let him play out front. Smith looking shot, fired it wide to Koenig. Just keeps on making the stops. 13 seconds to go. Smith, right side corner, trying to knock that one away. Simons, Nelson down low, Piercy, Smith, Kendry, shot on to Koenig, makes the save. It'll be cleared down the ice, and that'll do it for the game. The Maroons, who were down early, battled back into this hockey game. They took the lead, and they didn't look back. 6-2, the final score here, as the Rockets drop another game here. Their third straight loss and second straight to start the 2022 calendar season against the Chatham Maroons. They're back in action on Wednesday night as they hit the road to take on the London Nationals. 7 o'clock is the puck drop at the Western Fair Sports Center. Be on the air shortly before 7 if you want to join us on the Rockets YouTube page to listen to the hockey game. Game, of course, carried on hockeytv.com as well. I'm Noah Smith. Thank you for listening with us tonight on the Rockets YouTube page, following along and watching on hockeytv.com. Hope you have a safe and happy Saturday night.